Oh, cursing, Steven.
Right.
All right, here we go. Sorry for the delay, folks. We had a minor issue with the ice plant generating a false alarm. And so now we're ready to get going here in draw number 10 of the GNCC Club Playdowns. 2 women's and 2 men's games going on this afternoon. More implications for the women's draw. We'll run down everything here shortly. They're just throwing their first rocks and blame Alan McNeil for saying the ice conditions might change because first rock, of course, goes through on sheet B. And Alan is already yelling at me. So let's see. So setting up today's games over on sheet A, we got Murray Jackson against Benj Guzman. Sheet B, Kathy Jackson against Emily English, minus Emily English. She is out today. Sparing for her is their 5th, Tanya Mulvey. Looks like Judy is in the house, so that's fun. And as I previewed, the most playoff / tiebreaker, I guess not playoffs, tiebreaker implications on sheet C. Nicole Bera against Jen Atkinson. If Nicole manages to pull off the win against Jen, they will force a tiebreaker at 2 p.m. tomorrow. And then finally on sheet D, we got Mark Mooney against Alex Leichter. Mooney is being rooted for by many of the other teams who need Alex Leichter to lose. We'll just leave it at that.
So this is the last draw for the women's teams. There's another draw for men's team tonight and 2 more tomorrow.
2 more tomorrow, yeah. There's only 2 games tonight for the men. And then I think 2 full 4 game draws tomorrow for the men, and then potential tiebreakers for anybody at 2 p.m. tomorrow. A little bit more of a compressed schedule. If you were tuned in earlier today, we do have a regular Sunday league scheduled to start at 4:45, so got to make provisions for that as well. So I, myself, am primarily going to be focused on the ladies over on sheet C. And looks like Nicole Bera's team starting with the hammer. If I have that correct, yeah.
Yep.
And the reason I was questioning my sanity there was because they have a center guard with hammer, which is not the usual. And so, of course, not liking center guards, they're trying to peel and maybe roll to a corner guard. Or just roll out as well, too. Seems like plenty of other rocks in play in the men's games. Only 2 rocks on the 2 women's sheets right now. Over on sheet A and D, many more rocks in play. But as I also mentioned earlier today, I can't concentrate on all that stuff, so just going to concentrate on what I can at the time.
Yep. So those of you watching sheets A and D stream, apologize if we're talking mostly about the other sheets, but these sheets B and C are feature sheets here, so if you don't like it, turn down the volume.
I mean, we'll go over to them hopefully for important shots if we happen to notice them. Just where the broadcast, the glass enclosed nerve center broadcast booth is situated, much easier for us to pay attention to B and C anyway. Oh, nice double there by Team Jackson. Sheet B, Kathy Jackson. I got to distinguish now because she's playing right next to her husband Murray on sheet A.
Over on sheet C, all the guards are gone. Only one rock left in the house, so I think it'll just be looking like aiming for a blank end here, I guess. But I mean, there's still half the rocks left to play, so it's probably just going to be.
Things happen in club curling.
Eight more hits to go here.
Yeah, long way to go yet.
And speaking of trading hits, more of that going on in sheet B too.
A little bit of a chance now for Alison Kemp to maybe draw around the center guard to make it harder for Kathy Jackson to hit and roll out or anything like that. Still hitting over on sheet C and trying to make it curl. Does roll out a little bit.
Put it back.
Yeah, and Nicole kind of trying to, I think, to move around a little bit to give them a little bit different look, find a different hit path that maybe they'll miss. Oh, and this one from Team Jackson on sheet B looking a little wide. Oh, it doesn't quite come back for him. So now definitely a chance for Team English to minus English to get something going here.
Oh,
with the hammer.
And on sheet C, the draw a little heavy, just biting.
Still in though, so they got to deal with it.
Yep. And you could freeze to it too, but that
this late in the end.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily help because then you stack it freezing. Yeah.
It's just so far at biting that even trying the freeze is.
You bump really it a little bit.
Yeah, you don't really know what the ice is going to do at all. There's Alison making a maybe overcurled a little bit. Pretty tight though.
Yeah,
I don't think you can get through there.
I think you probably could, but with zero margin, basically.
Yeah. They might try it anyway, knowing that if they crash on the guard, they still have they'll still open things up a little bit. Here's Jen's hit attempt on the one on the outside. Going to come dangerously close to Mark Mooney standing on the edge of his sheet over there. And they do make the hit and rolls just out. All right, looked like Kathy decided to just peel the one yellow. Maybe you get a double peel out of it if you are fortunate. Maybe get the one in the house. Oh, no,
Ooh.
just misses it. And, yeah, that one was not going to end up being a biter, which makes the...
might have been intentional. I don't know. It could have been intentionally thrown through.
I don't think she really would have. At this point of the game, you would rather dial in your draw weight and just throw things through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no reason to throw through, right?
All right, Murray Jackson now in really good spot with 3 reds in the house on A. And Judy on sheet B trying to draw another one in for yellow. See if Jen Atkinson has some better draw weight in the first end. Would trying to make Nicole Bera make a good blank on her hit attempt. And Judy on sheet B does not get that one in the house.
An inch short of biting, or maybe even half an inch. Hard to tell from that camera.
So now if Kathy Jackson can make a very similar shot, just don't overcurl quite as much, she can run back her red and be buried behind those guards and everything. Pretty sneaky. Could be a steal out of nothing.
And having just thrown this line, they know how it's curling, assuming they're throwing the same weight.
Final rocks on both B and C on the way. Oh, it looks like it's just going to overcurl a smidge for Kathy. Sorry, one more rock actually on sheet B. And did they blank on sheet C? I missed it.
No, it's one yellow. So that was, sorry, their colors in the stream don't match the colors in curling man on the bonspiel.com. So who is yellow there?
No, that was right. Atkinson is
Atkinson's
yellow.
Okay.
Right, Bera missed the blank attempt.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not the way it shows up. Okay, I guess I need to switch that.
No, that's right.
No,
Atkinson's yellow.
It's yellow. Oh, right. Okay. Why did I think that was wrong? I don't know what I'm thinking.
And Judy's draw attempt coming in, settling in now. Gonna bump her own, but no problem. And that'll be a 2 for Team English minus English. And they just were double checking whether or not that's a biter. Appears to be that they agreed it's not. All right. So ladies ahead of the men so far.
Yeah, still two rocks left on each of the A and D sheets.
Yeah, Mark Mooney over on sheet D in decent shape now with sitting shot rock and
all kinds of guards.
Yeah, lots of yellows in front of him, but they don't really look like a good promote possibility.
It's there, but it's hard to get just the right weight and angle to move that red off the button, but to out count.
Oh, I was talking about sheet D. Sheet D, they're all staggered.
Oh, right. I was looking at sheet A.
Yeah, sheet A, they did actually decide against trying to promote that.
Yeah, just the direct draw. And not try to do anything with the shot rock, just
yeah, because even if they draw to the back 4 ones and out count, then they're cutting it down.
Yep, nothing wrong with giving up one in the first end.
could potentially. So I think Jackson still has one to go, but.
Yep. And on sheet D, they're definitely looking at more complicated stuff than the draw attempt on sheet A.
Yeah, Mark Mooney made a really nice draw to sit 2. It's just the angles are not the best for them.
So here's the draw on sheet A. Is it going to get past the red? Nope. Oh, close.
Yeah,
so
I think. Interesting.
So it makes it harder for Jackson.
Yeah, the draw path isn't there anymore.
Yeah, well, no, they just have to touch the red. I mean, really, they could even hit that yellow.
That, yeah. I think that's what they initially signaled, was just a little hit and flop over.
But the draw would work too.
It's a lot of rocks in play though. Ken. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 14 rocks in play.
And one yet to come. So over on sheet D, they're just
sitting
trying
3
to
and trying to hit and roll for 4. Mooney's sitting 2.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to hit that middle yellow. Is that right? No, they want to hit the front yellow, which will bump the other yellow into the third yellow, and then hopefully, I don't know, they're going to need a lot of weight for that to work.
Yeah, I think it's just the middle yellow back onto the red.
Yeah.
And see what happens. But I think they're already on the top yellow, which is not going to do anything for them. Oh, maybe. Oh, it almost did something.
Yeah, well, it moved
still
it.
2 red.
That would have been good a couple of rocks ago, but too late to help. Okay, 2 red for Mooney. Oh, and I didn't see what happened on sheet A. Oh, there it is. Three red on sheet A. Murray Jackson.
One of the things they mentioned with the ice going out briefly is that the surface may be a little more slippery, and even notice on sheet B there was a little slip from somebody. Luckily, no falls. Cross your fingers, hope everybody stays safe.
Looks like the rocks are behaving pretty normally, so that's good.
Yeah. Speed seems fine still. I haven't really. I'll get some times here shortly, but haven't been actually doing the times yet. That one, wow, that one just overcurled crazy on sheet C. Double.
Well executed. Like the shooter didn't
Super
move.
spare Tanya Mulvey. Seeing a good amount of curl here on sheet B, even with the hit weights. Tanya's first one over-curled, but they managed to hold the second one, and that one for Team Jackson avoided the guard and got rid of one of them, but did roll out. So sheet C, Team Bera keeps trying to freeze to that back yellow and not quite getting it right there. But did manage to get shot rock out of that, so Atkinson having to deal with it. And the draw on sheet B over curled as well. Tricky line there, I guess. And, ooh, got away with the jam, double jam there on sheet C.
Oh, was there another rock
there was a, yeah, there was the one hiding.
Yeah.
All right, pretty open again. Not really anywhere to hide for sheet C, but could be a good force opportunity again for Atkinson. Oh, nice draw, maybe? Oh, it's slipping sideways at the end. I think they got shot, though, on sheet B.
Yep, yeah.
It was really, like, it came close to that top guard and went sideways, skidding to a stop. I think Judy thinks it is shot, so they're going to try to get rid of it. Do they have a piece of it? Do they have a piece of it? No, not quite. Yeah, Kathy seems pretty content that it is shot rock. So she's going to split the house. Your teammate just confirming where they need to be shot rock, because no sense drawing over to the wing if you're just going to be in a 12-foot in second shot.
You'd have to get rid of that yellow, which
yeah.
may not be a chance to later, depending on what happens.
Yeah, just sit 2 for now and then worry about the yellow later if you have to. Well, it was trying to be in the 8-foot, but slid a little too far. Well, there's a good shot from Nicole Bera on sheet C. A little hit and roll. Just covered a little piece of it to be shot rock. So a little bit of a tricky hit for Jen. Trying to get the force here.
Although even if it overcurls a tiny bit, you can still tick off the.
Yeah,
the
let's not talk about tick. We like to make the shots as they're called, Ken.
But there's always the plan B.
The inside-out hits on over here are sometimes tricky too. They do like to overcurl sometimes.
another attempt at that hit on sheet B. Let's see how they're coming in this time.
Yeah, they're definitely closer to the guards. Just got it by. Oh, but they jammed in the back. Atkinson makes the hit, no problem.
So it's yellow is shot rock now, but it's fully exposed on sheet B.
And on sheet C.
And on
sitting
sheet C.
sitting two on sheet C, so Nicole Bera has to nose this one to take her one this time. And then if Kathy can get rid of this one, she would be sitting 3. And Nicole is trying to stick. They got to get enough of it to not roll too far. And yeah, they did just because that rock stayed in front of the tee line, it did stick.
So one net to tie the score 1-1.
Indeed, and Kathy Jackson now sitting 3 as well over here.
Oh, okay, with 2 rocks left to throw there.
Yeah, they still have 2 rocks left to go. Looks like they're going to try to draw behind the guards. It is only the second end, but man, got to make this one.
Yep.
You don't want to give up 4.
No, that really changes the whole nature of the rest of the game if you give up 4.
They seem to be walking too fast next to the rock for my taste, Ken. And now they're backing away, which is always a bad sign. So Kathy will have an open draw for 4.
With backing, if she chooses to. Yeah, she's actually going to
switch the turn a little bit. Yeah,
have the nose as a backing. Always like it to have backing, although I've been known to come up short even with backing, which is the most embarrassing thing to do.
And over there on sheet A, her husband Murray is sitting 4 as well, although Bench Guzman does have hand raised.
A good draw here on sheet D.
Should be no problem from Kathy Jackson on sheet B. Coasting right in, didn't need the backing.
Just nice tee weight.
Very nicely
almost
done.
Yep. Okay, so that was 4?
That was 4 for Kathy Jackson, yep. Yeah, that really does change the game a bit for them. I don't know. Both these teams are essentially eliminated from contention going into this game, so playing for pride, I guess. But man, also don't love giving up 4 no matter what you're playing.
Yep. So over on sheet A, there was a yellow is now sitting
third.
Yeah. So it's better than it was.
Cut it down a little bit, but
they still have another yellow rock left. So
yeah, and Murray has one more red. So. All right, Murray's rock coming back in. Last rock coming in on sheet A. He's just blocking that draw path. That seems pretty good. So how do you get in there for shot if you're yellow?
I think it still is a draw path.
The wide draw, yeah. Always on the wall side is always a little scary.
I mean, if he knows that red in the back, that would still be shot rock. But there's no way to get two here, at least no realistic way anyway.
Does look like hammer coming in for Alex Leichter on sheet D as well. Mark Mooney sitting one on the back of the button. But if Alex can throw a little down weight hit, move it out, could get three. Looks like Ben Guzman is coming up a little bit late over here on sheet A. Just don't tap them in. Nope, so it's going to be two red over there.
Steal it two.
And here's Alex, you can see coming in on the screen here.
Nice.
Oh, another perfect shot. That's
Look
why
at
they're
that.
undefeated.
Yeah, yellow. Contrary to what you said at the start of the game, I think you're doing pretty well. Well, I guess it's working pretty well because we got B and C kind of synchronized on one screen and A and D kind of synchronized on the other.
Yeah, exactly. The women's games are playing along at the same rate, and the men's games are a little bit slower, and it's working out. Ladies are, actually our sheet C game has played a few hits, and they're already on Vice Rocks. Yeah, Bera looking pretty good now. Two buried or one buried rather, and double guarded. Pretty good. Just peel one of them. All right, Tanya Mulvey over here on sheet B needs to make a good one.
Mindy says your mic volume needs a little bit more.
Move it closer to my mouth.
No, I turned it down a little bit before.
Really got to make a good one though, because Team Jackson already sitting two, and there's a bunch of guards up there. No, that's just over curling. Not quite heavy enough. So Team Jackson, after taking the four, right back in control with two in the house and well guarded. Another good guard from Team Bera over there on C as well. All right, so it looks like Jen thinks that they overcurled just enough on the guard attempt to go after that red that's on the button, as Team Jackson now has 3 in the house on sheet B. So they were going to just throw a downweight chase, but opted instead for a heavier weight. Peeled that same guard, so now they're going to have to put it back again. I mean, with the yellow that's in the 12-foot on the side over there, it's always a nice thing to know that you have in your back pocket. So if they don't make the guard perfectly one of these times, then you have a chance to do something good for yourself. And yellow on sheet B just ticking off the guard, and now Kathy's going to have a nice wide open hit, potentially roll in and have 4 behind cover. Looking really, really dicey now for Team English.
Well, it's not going to roll, but
no,
it'll
they
stick.
made a nice hit. Oh,
Yep,
sitting 4. Good enough.
So now English can try the hit and roll.
Yeah, I kind of like that now because you have a catcher over there on the side. The guard for Bera, probably not ideal, but at least covered up that the chase attempt that they were trying before. I don't think they're going to get the roll on this one, Ken. Looks a little wide. They should get the rock, but I don't know that they'll get the roll. Oh, don't. Gotta get it out all the way. No, didn't quite get it out all the way either. They are in a pickle, Ken.
Yep. Well, there's still a draw path behind cover.
Yeah.
So
for now,
yeah,
for now.
Exactly what
not for very
Kathy
long.
doesn't like, that draw path behind cover.
Yeah.
So.
Jen Atkinson now at least trying to remove one of the guards, if not both, and staggered it a little bit. That could be big trouble now. So Team Bera in a real good position now to steal. Don't think that they can quite see. If she makes this guard good on the right-hand side of the center line, don't think you can see any of the red rock. It's really tough. So as long as you cover the right side of the center line, you should be good. I mean, if you want to get really spicy, you just draw right down to your own as well.
Over on sheet B, the blocking the draw path went a little wide and deep, so now
yeah, they
English
really
has
got to
a
take
good
advantage of that
opportunity,
mistake.
yeah.
Oh, and it's a little wide again, it looks like.
Okay, well, got rid of the red that time anyway. But still not looking good.
Yeah.
So another attempt at the top 12 biter or soda guard.
Yep.
Block the draw path.
Not much here now for Jen Atkinson,
No, that's
because that's pretty well buried
and
behind a bunch of guards.
Is this hammer or where are
It
we?
is hammer, yeah.
It is hammer. Okay, yeah. So you can
run back the red they just threw and pick that one off, but then you're still only getting one.
You could hit
Throw it away.
Hit your outside yellow with crazy weight, but I don't know if you could even do that with that
No,
high guard there.
Very flat.
Yeah. Run back that. Run back the high guard. That is there.
Maybe.
There's a chance you might bump a red in for another.
Yeah,
red,
that's the only thing about it is if you are ever a little bit too wide and you bump the red in to sit 2, that would be.
Yeah, I don't think that would be likely to happen, but well, it depends what weight they're. If they're trying to hit the red off the button with some considerable weight, then I don't think that even if they miss, even if they hit the guard instead, it probably wouldn't stay in. But hard to tell.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep, they're going for it. I think it's a good call. Low risk of it going bad.
I think that's wide. Yeah, it is. Misses. Well, it gets the one that was in the house, but that didn't matter.
So
it'll be steal a 1 for
Bera.
Team Bera. And Kathy Jackson did make a nice draw into the top 8 to block the draw path, which means that looks like Judy's going to try to blast the middle open and give herself something to throw in the next one.
Well, lots of weight here.
Yeah.
That rock's moving.
Gonna make a little bit of noise. See how many she moves. 1, 2.
Oh.
She moved 3 of them, but
Doesn't
only got 1 gone.
Yeah. Well, at least that yellow rock is in a usable place now.
Yeah, I mean, the worst case is always going to be you have a draw to the 4-foot, hopefully. Where Team Jackson was just tapping to put the guard, they would still have a draw to the. I would put it right next to that other red, but so I feel like the only way out that yellow has is to try to draw the side of the 4-foot, and if you block that side of the 4-foot path.
Yeah, I mean, you can run back the yellow into the red on the tee
I would
line.
give him that all day.
Yeah.
Seems like a much harder shot.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I didn't say it was easy. I would say it's there. It's your plan B if this rock ends up just at the wrong place for them.
Well, that looks like it's coasting a little bit.
Yeah, a little wide and coming in. Oh,
yeah.
to the button.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well, now there's no draw to the
yeah,
no draw to the side
no
4.
draw for 1, so you can try that run back, sideways run back of the yellow and with a lot of weight and bump into the other. Yeah, that's got even worse than it was before.
Yeah.
That's because you would have to get enough weight to move that other red.
It's like the last thing you want to see after giving up 4 is they have 5 in the house.
Yeah,
and one of them is on the button and it's covered.
So you just draw down to the 4
cut him down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, try to get it down to 1.
All right, coming down the last couple of rocks on the men's sheets here too.
Yeah,
so
skip stones
yeah,
there.
we'll let Judy is going to throw her skip stone, and then we'll get back to the men's games because my attention span is short. All right, so Judy just looking for something in the 4-foot. Get it by the one on the top, and oh no, just rubbed a little too much of it, so it looked like they still got 3 red on.
Yeah, cut them down, but at this point, cutting them down is not enough.
Yeah, from 5 to 3 is still a lot of big numbers. All right, let's see. Alex Leichter throwing his last rock with 2. Counting 2 right now after Mark Mooney just crashed on the guard a little bit. Trying to put more pressure on Mark. And let's see. 3 rocks left over on sheet A, but Benj Guzman sitting 2 and looking to get a couple more in. Leichter now looking a little heavy, so they're just going to take it all the way around. Oh, they rubbed off their own too. Potentially makes a little bit of an easier shot for Mark Mooney if he can hit and stick on that. Doesn't need to throw it hard even, just heavy draw.
You don't care about getting rid of the yellow. As a matter of fact, you can keep it for backing if it might help.
Yeah, as long as you touch it and move it,
this
it's
is
probably going to be a shot.
It's going to be a hammer, okay.
Yeah, this is hammer,
so yeah, all you did to move it is 6 inches or so.
But Guzman did not get another one in after all, but still tough for Murray Jackson to do anything about it. He's got that broom way out there. What is he trying, Ken? Where's that? With that broom way out there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he can redirect off of that? Or is that just where the broom is to try to draw?
Yeah.
See how much heat he throws at this one. It's not a lot, doesn't look like. Here's Mooney's last rock on sheet D as well. Got to get by the top yellow. Oh, they crashed on the top yellow and did not move it far enough either, so 2 yellow. Murray's attempt also not successful in anything, so Guzman has a draw to touch the 4-foot to score 3 on sheet A. Tries to trip over the hack. All right, Ben Guzman's last on the way. Got to get a piece of the 4-foot, and it's looking a little heavy. No, just a little too heavy. So 2 for Guzman on sheet A. All right, back to the ladies' games. Here we go. The hit attempt for Team Atkinson crashed on the guard there, so Team Bera looking to protect their rock on the 4-foot. Also has one sneaky counting over there in the 12-foot on the side. And Kathy Jackson also sitting 1 and looking to hit and sit 2. Pretty much in control of this game.
Just noticed a comment from
yeah.
Michael Ray. Greetings from London.
Jealous, Michael, jealous. Lori Yee's guard attempt was a little wide, but she managed to take the yellow over into a better position. And, Team Jackson just missed that hit. But luckily, if they're going to miss a hit, when you're sitting 1 buried behind a guard, it's a good hit to miss. Never ideal. Don't get me wrong. All right, so Team Atkinson trying to get this hit again. Crazy curling. They might have to play the run back now. Oh, no, just not quite. Yeah, that thing just was curling right out of her hand. If you're throwing a rock where the broom is on the center line, and you don't let it go on the center line. If you have it started at all on the wrong side of the center, it just likes to go. So another guard now for Laura Yee, trying to secure this solid 1 point that they have there. With some more guards. And that one's over curling. I don't know what it did. That's going sideways. I think it guarded the correct part of the hole, though.
Yeah.
Because I think the inside out was the shot they were going to try anyway, so that's fine. But Atkinson now just peeling the guards.
Yep. So it's a sign you got a rock at a good place when the other skip wants to get rid of it.
Yep. Team Kathy Jackson trying to get rid of that yellow again, and they do this time. And yeah, made the hole a little bigger there for Atkinson, not bad. It's always what I like to say. We made it better, but unfortunately the other team gets to throw now.
Yep.
Sometimes I wish I could throw 2 in a row and just give myself that a little advantage.
You need to pull out that card that says you get to throw 2 in a row.
There is the Bonspiel in Rochester, the Magic the Gathering Bonspiel, where they give you cards that have different powers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be playing in that in this April.
Nice. Very cool. Heard this very fun.
Yep. And just if you want to get some curling that you don't have to take too seriously.
Right. Yeah.
If you're not there to have fun, then you're in the wrong place. Another rock that.
Yeah, I think they're making the hole a little bit tighter.
Yeah, it's a little tighter, but it's still curled more than they wanted to.
Yeah. Still, I think they might have the most available they've had so far on this hit attempt. So here the broom is slightly on the other side of center line. So it should run a little bit straighter for a bit, and then it'll start to take off. Oh, that was a fun little hit and ricochet off, and
roll in for the good.
Making Team Jackson have to play the hit on the way outside one, which is always tricky. They did miss one of those earlier. And here comes the hit for Jen right down the middle. It is trying to curl, though. Oh, don't. I would never stop sweeping that until you made it. No, yeah, that crashed for sure.
I think they might have stopped sweeping.
Yeah, just because it was on the guard, yeah.
They were hoping it might do a run back thing, a double run back easy thing, but it didn't anywhere near that far.
So they've been guarding this rock pretty much all in.
Yeah.
Successfully. Got to throw one more guard to secure the steal, hopefully. If they make this guard really good, too, you have to wonder whether or not Atkinson would just try to outcount that other one on the 12-foot, because you don't want to give up a steal at 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's such a close game, right? And early in the end.
And a very important game, too. You don't want to. We'll have the 4th end break coming up right after this as well. A little bit of ice maintenance. Just a little mop and. Uh-oh, I don't want a 4. Trying to get this one to curl so it doesn't tap the yellow straight back, because that would be bad. It's okay. Didn't tap them into the house. It's kind of tempting now, because I think the shot is still there.
Yeah,
they're coming the other way.
Well, they moved that red one didn't it with a pass.
It did a little bit, yeah. So now they have the other handle positioned. This is a tight broom for a draw.
Yeah.
It seems like to me.
Yeah, me too.
That's normally what you would throw for center line, I would have thought. Maybe they think they can come through the two reds and get to the side of the forefoot on the other side.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah, I think that looks like it's going through the hole right now. Oh, a little disagreement on the line call. Just got to worry about the weight. Oh, they got to outcount the one in the 12-foot, though. Now, that was the plan, was to try to draw the side of the 4, but just came up a little bit short, so that's a steal of 2 for Nicole. Bera taking a 4-1 lead into the break.
Yeah, it's a danger of throwing a lot of hits and then trying to do a draw.
Yeah, dial it back for the draw, yeah.
Don't really know what the weight quite is on that line.
So Kathy Jackson still very well protected in the, just biting the 8-foot though. So getting a little bit of an opening for Judy to try to draw into the 4-foot around everything. Six, 7 is what I like to hear. Just got to get the line good, as long as they weren't lying. Oh, that looks lighter than that. Yeah, that's only a 2. A couple of disappointing draw attempts on B and A just now. Like relatively open, just got to get it in there. Still tons of rocks in play over there on sheet D again. They have 9 rocks in play, 7 in the house. Leichter sitting 3. And the team Mooney just tried to play a run back on essentially where that red is that's biting the 8-foot. So I think they're trying to guard that run back into the 2 yellows in the 4-foot.
Yeah, I like where that guard is.
Yeah. And both Jackson teams making their draws. So Murray Jackson's team drew into the 8-foot, and Kathy Jackson drew into the 8-foot on her sheet.
Murray's is nicely behind the guards.
Yeah, they're a little bit long guards, so there's a potential if you can get around them to get it out. But Kathy's is more wide open, but that was semi-intentional to block the draw that Judy had attempted on her first one.
Yep.
So now she has to go out a little bit wider. You see that broom way out on the edge of the 12-foot. Needs full 8 to get a point. Get rid of that pesky hammer. All right, Benj Guzman and Mark Mooney both throwing their rocks roughly at the same time. Benj definitely down weight. Mark Mooney, crashes on that guard. And here, Benj also crashes on the guard. Simultaneous shots on multiple sheets. And Judy's draw, that looks a little spicy. Needs to slow down. It's trying. And no, just goes through. That's another 2 for Kathy Jackson. Couple more rocks to go before all of the sheets are in their fourth end break, but the ladies are now both in their fourth end break. Leichter throwing up another guard on sheet D, roughly in the same spot will be lovely. Murray drawing another one to just also cover up his shot rock, which he does successfully.
Yep, nice.
Still a draw path, though, for Ben Guzman to get in there.
Yeah, it's kind of a tight draw path, but it's there.
Tight draw path, but if you get it all the way in, then pretty tough for Murray to do anything about it, really.
Yeah.
Mark Mooney having a big discussion about what they can possibly do here. In a bit of a pickle. Don't think they can see enough of their red to run it back into there. Almost like if you have to throw a hack weight maybe or something to get around the yellow guard and curl enough to get enough of the two yellows in there.
You could just chip off the yellow in the 8-foot and
redirect.
And redirect, but that's very hard
very
to do.
Very precise, yeah. All right, Ben Guzman's shot coming in now. Trying to get it there. Oh, they're by the guards.
Well, it might be a bit heavy, but
even if it's in the back four, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's buried. Yeah, I mean, he can.
We lost a timer on sheet C. Oh my God. Sorry, B. We gotta fix that so that the screen saver doesn't turn on. I think it's. Well, they were pointing at it.
Oh, so here's the red Rocco on sheet D, but
did they cut him down at all?
No, it's still for yellow.
3 yellow.
And hammer on sheet A.
Yeah, trying to draw for his 2. Or trying to draw for his 1 now. Is that one did make it in the back 4. Well, that's close. If they can just tap it a bit. Oh, there you go. That's good. Very nice by Murray. 1 red.
So only sheet C action at the moment with the other 3 sheets on their mid-game break.
All right, Ken, what'd I miss?
Oh, that's nothing too
Not
dramatic.
too
Just the other early stones, a little bit of jostling around here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Team Bera still in a good position here. Maybe wouldn't want that to roll quite so far, because now if Atkinson makes a really good hit and roll here, they could be in good shape, because they got 4 rocks left. Trying to make it start mounting a little bit of a comeback here. As we mentioned earlier, if Nicole Bera wins this game, they force a tiebreaker tomorrow at 2 p.m. But if Atkinson wins, they win outright. And that one's hanging a little about for Amber, and just sneaky actually. Rolls behind their own guard. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks like Nicole was about ready to come down to throw her own. She took her gripper off, and I was like, what are you doing? It's not your shot yet. So Laura Yee instead is going to try this. And always think of the pro side miss is to get rid of the guard so that you're not giving up multiple. But we'd love to just get rid of this straight on its own. Trying to sweep it past. Can they get it by? Oh, it just wrecks a little bit. But that was what I said. It's the pro side miss. Now that yellow's wide open for a future hit. And Atkinson has to figure out where to put their rock to try to score multiple. So
nice run back there on sheet B. Opens it up, gets rid of one red and opens it up. So. Of course, Kathy Jackson just asking to put that red back or get rid of their shot. One of those tough calls. Would you guard up your red or would you hit out a yellow at this point with that score?
With that score, I mean, it depends on what you want to practice, really. Like like we said, both these teams are eliminated from contention at this point. So more about what you want to practice. Practice your guard weight. The sweepers just got that one over. I'm sure they're exhausted. They've already had 5 games. This is their 6th game. And similarly on sheet C, sweepers were just not able to drag that one into the house, which leaves a open hit for Nicole to sit 2 if she stays around. Tanya Mulvey getting rid of that red that was not protected quite well enough and could potentially sit 2 as well if she sticks around.
Yeah, gets the red and sticks around.
Yeah, sticks around.
Maybe. Yes, definitely. So they might be setting 3. It's hard to tell if that one yellow is biting.
Yeah, it's a deceptive camera angle there for sure. And Nicole hits it but rolls out. So still a chance now for Jen Atkinson to get 2 if she can make the draw better this time. Kathy Jackson hitting whatever yellows she sees.
Yep. Anything, get something out. Hopefully 2. Just 1.
Hit and rolled. Nice. And, oh, no. Is it rolled too far? I don't know. Rolled to the button. So now we're going to see essentially the same shot again. Another hit and roll on one that's in the forfeit. Not the outcome I saw when they were going after those yellows over there. It was rolling all the way over back to the center line.
Looks like it's rolling a lot.
Yeah, I would never have come off that sweep. You want to keep it straight as you can, and that one will roll out this time. Jen Atkinson sweepers trying to coerce this one into curling, I think. going to get a little bit underneath that yellow guard. Just
Not
enough to
quite.
be annoying.
Well, maybe underneath from the right.
Yeah, it's definitely room.
Right-hander's left hack. It might be a little bit blocked.
It's just one of those ones where it's in your field of vision and it makes it annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot by Kathy Jackson's. That was her vice, I think. Yeah. Made the double and rolled underneath to a different spot this time. All right, let's see if Nicole can take care of this one. I think she's okay. Would love for this one to stay around so that she forces. Definitely does. Nice. But it'll be a nose hit for Jen Atkinson to get rid of that pesky hammer. Here's Alison's attempt at coming around and bumping that one out. Oh, that's really nice. Gets it all the way out and rolls a little bit. Yeah, really good shot making here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see it roll a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
But that's.
But I mean, it came all the way around that long guard and still had room.
That was a tough shot to make. I guess it
I
helped.
guess the ice is okay.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
It helped that the guard was so high. So. Funny, the one camera view, the guard doesn't look so high, but the overhead view, the guard looks really high.
Yeah, it is barely over the hog line. All right, Jen Atkinson needs to hit and stick, and they're arguing over whether or not to sweep. They're fine. It's not rolling out. So one for Atkinson in the fifth end, tightening up the game a bit. Kathy Jackson trying to get around these guards. Over curls, but still gets a piece of it and rolls out. We'll take that. Any rock you eliminate when you're up 9-2 is a good thing. So Murray Jackson once again over on sheet A with a bunch of rocks counting. And Guzman having to scramble a little bit here. Trying to play a little thin in-off. And you'll see over on sheet D the professional style 6-second peel weight double attempt. Oh, he jammed it. As long as I don't have to catch those rocks, Ken, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Break my leg trying to catch that thing.
People can get it, and people have gotten hurt
oh, yeah.
trying to catch these crazy rocks.
Mark Mooney is doing a pretty decent job of trying to figure out how to cause chaos, really. Just keep more rocks in play and make them have to make some hard ones. So Guzman didn't quite make that hit and roll attempt there. So Murray trying to clog things up some more.
Looks like a nice guard.
Lauren Luethy on sheet C trying to hit the mistake of a rock that of a guard, supposed to be a guard, and slipped into the house. And that one really took off on them. I think they were surprised how much it curled. Oh, hangs on for a biter, though, on the side. It's actually a pretty good chaos for Mark Mooney. I don't know. Still think Alex Leichter's going to be able to plant this yellow right in between those two reds, but making things interesting anyways. Have some interesting houses. Well, lots of rocks moving on sheet A on that peel, but actually ended up bumping Jackson in for a third counter. I think it's still better.
Yeah, it's
than
better
it was.
Better to get rid of the guards. I got 2 yellows left.
You still have shots. Here's Leichter's shot on sheet D. Trying to carve it.
Oh,
nice. I told you, right into
the. Yeah, excellent.
But it was a fun shot.
Yeah. And well executed, exactly as planned.
I was told in between our games that the Alex Leichter team plays in their Tuesday league, which I can't imagine is very pleasant for those people. Like, these are the teams that are here are meant to be competitive, you know. I'm sure that the Tuesday league there is also meant to be competitive, but it's just a different level when you're playing at a Playdowns versus the regular club league, versus then also getting to club nationals is the potential here.
So was that hammer on sheet B? Looking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was hammer. So
looks like it's yellow to me.
Yeah, it looks yellow, but it may be close enough to call for a measure.
And they are going to call for a measure on sheet B.
All of our houses were checked before this competition, and they're within a quarter inch, but you can't count on it. Anything within a quarter inch, you should call for the measure.
I'll take credit for that. I helped install these houses. A lot of hard work during these.
Yeah, so the houses are actually made up of 4 different pieces, and you have to try to get them all to match up. It's a challenge. I've done that too, not this year. Yeah, a lot of clubs have houses that are just one big piece of vinyl. So but even that can stretch. So there's.
Ours are, essentially each ring is 4 pieces of vinyl that fit together. All right. It's just, I think it's 1. Right? It was a measure for, was it a measure for 1?
Yeah, it might measure for 1, yes.
Oh, it was red.
It was red? Okay.
Yeah. All right, another Leichter rocket coming in here. Just trying to pick that red through the hole. Measure did go to Kathy Jackson in the 5th end for 1. And now Mark Mooney's going to have 1 more chance to against 3 yellows. And Murray Jackson drawing for 3. Nicely done, although Benj does have 1 more shot. Going to have to draw the side of the 4-foot to stay in this game. I don't know. The draw attempts on sheet C seem to be coming up light lately. There was an open house, and a yellow draw ended up short. A red draw ended up short, and the second yellow draw on the same line ended up short. So I have to keep an eye on that. I just missed getting the split time there. Didn't get my stopwatch out in time.
Yeah, often ice slows down a little bit as the pebble wears
Yeah.
later in the game.
And Laurie really needs this one to dig in. As long as they get it in and it stops. Yeah, well, that was fine. It really did. That one did seem like it slowed down in the path where it wears when on the slide path. All right, last rock for Mark Mooney and Ben Guzman on A and D. If you're watching that sheet. Mark trying to get his curl to nose, rolled a little too far. Looks like 1 yellow. And Guzman drifts a little bit too far, and it's going to be 2 red for Murray Jackson. And Team Atkinson's draw / freeze attempt is a little too far. So now Nicole trying to figure out where to go, because that red is pretty well exposed. I kind of like, staying on top of that one and then making their hits harder. Throw the same line you just threw. Hopefully you think you know it. Back 8 is not what I like to hear, though. Back line is definitely not what I want to hear, and they're not going to get a piece of that on the way by. No, just a little too heavy. Had a 13-4 on that, which is normally very heavy. Looks like we had handshakes over on A as they're coming back in now. And potentially on D as well, yes. Both of those are finals.
All right, so guess I'll stop that stream over on AD, and we'll...
and I can focus.
Yep.
I mean, we were already pretty well focused on the game on sheet C. It was the most important as far as standings are concerned. So Jen now trying to hit this red out. Maybe she'll get a good roll somewhere and hide.
Oh, there was a comment when I wasn't looking. If you can read that. Oh, it says from Mark Neely, Tuesday night is our President's League Open Competitive League. So, yes.
Yep.
It is competitive.
Like I said, though, it's very... Oh, she's got to get this one. It's over curling a bit. Oh, sneaky end roll to the corner. Sneaky good. Wow, that was about as perfect of a roll as you can make there. All of a sudden going from potentially giving up 2 to making a perfect hit and roll, and still might give up 2, but yeah, there's always a difference in competitive league play versus competitive, things like this where presumably you're sending the very best teams from your clubs to an event like this. Even in our competitive league, we have probably 3 or 4 that are the very, very tippy top, and it widely varies from there. There's a lot of teams. This year we had a 5-way tie for 5th place and a 4-way tie for 9th place going in after our full round robin schedule. So, but then the top 4 teams were very clearly up head and shoulders above the rest. So, and Nicole very nicely drawn into the 8-foot. Didn't quite bury like they wanted it to, though. And Jen trying to figure out if she can throw. I think she would prefer to throw her out turn, which is the same turn that she just threw, even though it curled a lot, Stick with what you know, because that inside out they found has over curled a bunch of times on them. As long as she thinks she's not going to worry about flirting with that top red guard, and you're cool with that.
Yep, shouldn't be any problem with it at that brim.
All right, here's Jen's rock on the way. Does not seem to have a problem with the guard. Is it going to roll out? There is. Going to roll out. All right, so just draw for one now for Nicole after things were looking good for them for a little bit there. Choosing the same line makes sense to throw the line, you know, as we say. Especially the sweepers will know what the speed should be like here as well. So she's just got to be full 12 to outcount that yellow that's in the back 12. Sweepers trying to get it there. I think it's probably okay, but they don't want to take a chance. There they go. They got it. Full 8, no problem whatsoever. So that's a 1 point for Nicole. And they will take a 5-2 lead into end number 7, trying to force the tiebreaker. A few more rocks still coming in over on sheet B. Lots of yellows in the house for a change, and Team Jackson just trying to take them out one at a time. Took out another yellow. They're nice. All right. So Kathy Jackson having a little target practice here. Trying to close out Team English on sheet B. And Team Bera throws their first in the house with the 3-point lead. Oh, this can't go through the hole, can it? It's not going to go through the hole, is it? Oh, no, they got one. Okay. I didn't think that hole was there. Very hard to get through that hole for sure. And nice corner guard for Atkinson. Everybody doing fine on time. Over on sheet C, 13:30. 13:39 for Team Bera and 11:03 with only 2 ends to play. Generally, you think as long as you have at least 4 minutes an end, you're fine. And they are doing well on time. Which makes sense because they were ahead of all the men's games, right, Ken?
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, they got plenty of time.
Pretty good guard there from Lauren Luethy. And Judy on sheet B trying to put another yellow in and salvage a few points for her team. Jackie Sharp on C trying to draw around the corner guard. Didn't quite get it there for Judy. Jackie's rock really hanging on the center line there. Now it's trying to go. They might just have a guard and not in. Yeah, it's another guard. Good news for them is it can't be taken out yet. Still in the free guard zone. So Jess Harsono trying another. Just put all those reds in a line somewhere, really. And more target practice for Kathy Jackson. Get rid of some yellows. There you go. Nice guard for Jess Harsono. But now the free guard zone is over, so any of those rocks can be moved and removed. Kathy Jackson nosing the yellow.
This will be yellow hammer on sheet B.
Yep, just trying to nose, get their 2. Wow, the yellow on C just hanging out on their corner guards for a second there. Yeah, it's going to chip off. Just provide more cover for the yellow or the red in the forefoot, rather. I'm tempted to just draw another one in if you can. All right, let's see if Judy can make the hit and stick here for 2. Seems pretty good. No problem. Right on the nose, they got their 2. And they're calling a timeout to talk about it over on sheet C. I think after watching that previous yellow draw attempt hang out on that line, they're a little nervous that any draw attempt that they made along the same line would tap in the yellow, which is fair. Still think the draw is probably the right call, maybe. We do have handshakes over on sheet B.
Oh, okay.
They took a minute to talk about it and then decided they were done. So short conversation for the timeout over on sheet C. They didn't even, because they're at the away end, they get a good amount of quote-unquote travel time for any potential hypothetical coach to make their way out. But because they had a short conversation, their actual timeout time didn't even start running yet. I believe it's 45 seconds for the near end coach travel time and 75 seconds for the far end. So that basically gives them 2 full minutes to talk about anything in a timeout. And so they did decide to just hit and roll and got a little biter. But the draw path is a little bit open. It's going to be a fascinating end to see how it plays out here. If Leena makes this draw good, could be very interesting. Back 8 is maybe a little heavy, though. Still hasn't gotten around the cover yet either. No, it's, oh wow, really did stop in that slide path there that time for sure. You can see the effect. She does have enough. I love the nose. Tiny flop in. Just make sure the yellow goes away. So Laura Yee with her first vice rock. I disagree with the sweep ball. Yeah, they still got it. Just was never going to hang on. Probably a little more weight than they needed. It's a 9.5 second takeout. With that kind of weight, it's a difficult. You have to hit it very, very precisely to get it to stay in the right place. So another chance here for Amber Will to draw one in, make it even harder for that takeout attempt. But again, Jackie and Leena are right on it, out of her hand. Well, that's really good if they can get it there. Got to get it there.
Ooh.
Oh, not quite, no. just short. Yep. That was an easy choice that time. No timeout needed to wear shot rock. Cool guard. Thinking that one's a little bit wider, on a little bit wider path. You really got to get that to curl so that it actually blocks something meaningful. Oh, kind of audibling now. Maybe get its second shot in. Oh, you don't want to leave it. Oh, I don't know that that's a great spot for it, though. Kind of making it a little easier for yellow to sit shot rock now, even though red is sitting too.
Yeah, I think
rocks behind the tee line, not the best.
I think they were trying to sweep it even farther back.
Yeah, I agree. It's that same path though. It hits that the center line slide path and it slows down a lot, and they just didn't quite get it through that path. So big opportunity now for Team Atkinson to get one in. You can freeze it right to that one, cause a lot of trouble for Team Bera. Trying to mount that comeback. Avoid the tiebreaker tomorrow. Oh, you got to get it by your own. Oh, and they slipped too far. Oh, now it. Ooh, that's.
Yeah, it's yellow. Yeah, one. Yellow's sitting one, but it's still back.
We're getting one yellow. Yeah, I agree with you, Ken. I think it's yellow. Still, you're always throwing the same shot anyways. You're throwing top four. Freezing your own in the back is fine. You get it back there. Not a lot of scoring area. Always fun to see how many rocks you can fit in the 4-foot, right? It's tracking along a similar line to Laura's, it looks like. Love to hear more communication from the sweepers on the weight, though. That seems to be the most important thing to me. That's a good spot for it, though. Pretty good. Really blocks off the path that yellow had to get in there anymore. I think red is really happy if they only give up one here. Take a 2-point lead with the hammer. I don't know, Ken, you think you can make a double on the reds?
Yeah, I mean, there's
just maybe open something up for yourself for your last shot.
It's a little risky, but
did they also called a timeout, it looks like. This one's an important shot. Down by 3, trying to avoid the tiebreaker scenario. I think they think that maybe, yeah, I think if you make a double, then you end up flopping over on the other side of center line, which means that Nicole would have the same draw block attempt, but with no assurance of there's the backing of the red rock anymore.
Yep.
I think this is your best chance to give yourself room to score an extra point. 'Cause you'd love to get, like, 1 is fine, but then you got to steal 2 in the 8th end. So you'd love to get an extra point right now and only have to steal 1.
Definitely worth spending your timeout on because there are a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah. They are using their time this time, too. They used all the travel time, and their timeout is now actually running at 35 seconds or so. I mean, it's all also about what your skip is comfortable throwing. The front end certainly can give their input. I think it's the correct idea. I think you just got to make sure you're on the inside of it. It's going to be tricky. If you're ever off nose, you definitely risk potentially taking out your own yellow at worst, but also potentially nudging that red in and making it shot rock. This could be a make or break shot right here. Big shot for Jen Atkinson. Oh, they're not touching it. It's got to come back a bit. No, there it goes.
Ooh.
Oh, missed the back one. So Nicole is going to end up having the similar shot. I don't think they nudged their yellow in for second, though. Is it even third?
Yeah,
I think that's what they're
both
wondering.
the yellows are biting white, barely biting white.
Yeah, so the question
yellow.
is the red that's in the back 4 there, is it out counting, or even the red that's in the top 4, is it out counting other yellow?
Yeah,
because if they
two
ever
in the top 4, I think are really close.
If they ever expose this back red yellow for a hit for 3, potentially, if the other yellows are out counting.
I mean, the other 2 would have to be a measure, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. As big of a shot as that was for Jen Atkinson, this is very big for Nicole Bera. Trying to put it somewhere in the path of that other rock. They said it's less, so they're just trying to keep the line good then. I don't think it's less. I think it's on a pretty good line. Draw it right back to your own. Should be okay. That's pretty darn good. What can Jen do now? Ken, I think she's just got to hit it as thin as she can across the top and hope it catches on the side. Yeah, hit it as thin as you can and hope it catches on something. If you hit it really, really thin across the top, and then almost, I don't know that the yellow is going to stay the shooter. Lots of conversation in the warm room back behind me I can hear. Who's going to catch it where. The hard part is throwing it hard enough that the red that's on the button right now squirts out far enough too. All right, this will be a fun one, Ken.
Yep.
Ken told me, by the way, that he's got an idea for a telestrator in mind. We could have used a whole bunch of arrows on this one. It would have been very fun.
Yep. Yeah.
Been doing my Russ Howard arrows all over the place.
The VMix software that we use is a new release just came out 3 days ago, which includes telestrator. So need to try upgrading it soon.
A little too close to the event to try upgrading in that uncertainty. But all right, here comes Jen. Firing one in here. Let's see if she can make anything good. Oh, almost too late to get by. Got to get by. Oh, my gosh, they did it. It did squirt far enough, too. Now they're going to have to measure.
Yeah, it bumped their yellow in the back, but
they
not far enough to matter.
I think they moved the red, though, enough, too. The red that was the measure. Oh, don't. Okay, they're going to measure. It looked like potentially 2.
While they're measuring, should we replay
Late
that?
Get by, got to get by.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh, they did just. Oh my gosh, they did it. Both the red and the yellow. Get by, got to get by.
Yeah, but it moved the yellow less.
Oh my gosh, they did it. It did squirt far enough too. Now they're going to have to. Great shot by Jen. That's going to be fun to measure. Our official Rob Young out there. At least he doesn't have to move the legs of the measuring device this time.
Yeah.
Had fun with that yesterday. A couple times.
We should just keep one of the measuring devices slid all the way one way and the other one all the way slid the other. Describe whichever one you need.
Oh, it was red, so it was only 2 for yellow.
Still, it helps.
Very good, yeah. I think Nicole will feel a little more comfortable that it's not a tie game. Fantastic shot by Jen, though. Wow. That's we're sending that one into Dale's shot of the week. All right, so now the awkward time where we have to wait for 30 more seconds for them to be able to throw the rock because they had a measure and everybody's all rested anyway.
Well, we can play the replay again, but
and that's all right.
Gets
it was a fantastic shot, yeah.
Anybody on YouTube can replay it as many times as they want to anyway.
All right, so setting it up, going in the last end. Team Bera trying to hold on for the victory here and force a tiebreaker tomorrow at 2 p.m. Team Atkinson, if they can steal 1 or 2, steal would force an extra end, and stealing 2 would put them directly into Club Nationals. It's our last women's round robin draw. We have still have 3 men's draws.
Or 2.5 men's draws.
Yeah, 2.5. We have a 2-game men's draw and 2 4-game men's draws. And on the men's side, Team Leichter still undefeated and most likely looking like they're going to be the ones to punch their tickets. But still, like I said, I think they only have 2 games left to play. They don't have 3, but lots of games left to go. Anything can happen. We'll see. I have not done the math yet. But I believe there is at least one team that only has 1 loss, so anything can happen.
And if you're wondering about how much time is left on the clock for these teams, there's loads of time.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen now.
But neither team has a timeout at this point.
That's right. They did just use their timeouts, but that 10 and 7 minutes is tons and tons of time. They start with 30 minutes for the full 8 ends. So all right, so 2 good cards up there for Team Atkinson. But Bera with the one in the forefoot now. And they're trying to draw another one in and on top of it. Make it tough for Team Atkinson to move those. Very nicely done in the top 8. Just a little bit open, though. I don't know. Interesting. They are just going to try to draw around everything. There is a little bit of room there. I mean, they can get a bigger chunk of the forefoot as long as it looks like it should be able to curl enough around the guards that get a good piece of the forefoot into the, maybe even into the button with the right weight, of course.
I just need to steal
just minor details. You got to throw the right weight, throw the right line. Curling's easy when you throw the right weight in the right line.
Yeah, it looks heavy.
That's heavy and a little wide. And it'll hang on in the back 12, but I don't know. They are going to peel this guard. Trying to decide which side they want to throw. I would not throw on the side that my rocks are on, personally. Because if you're ever wide, then you're hitting your own rocks out, which seems bad.
Oh, still thinking about it.
Yeah. Or you could just, if you're not confident in your ability to make the peel, just draw another one in.
All right, decision made.
We are going to draw and putting the broom pretty tight, though. They did put the broom tight enough that she's going to get the one, and good thing there's no other games going on. The rocks are going everywhere. All right, so no center guards anymore. So generally speaking, that's a good thing when you're Team Bera. But now Team Atkinson's going to try to use those 2 reds in the house to their advantage and move them around a little bit. maybe make a little pocket. Well, I do have 9 minutes on their clock, so even though they don't have that timeout, they can come down and talk about it all they want. It's funny because normally you start being nervous about having all those yellows hanging around on the outside, but only one of those yellows matters.
Exactly. You don't have to count how many.
It's either one or nothing.
So
but although with the potential that if you do give up more than one, you lose. That's
true. Yeah,
a little bit. All right, so they decided to just throw up a guard, or really top 12 guard. Would love to have this one outcount some of those other yellows for sure, though. Didn't really cover much. Lots of, we have multiple fan groups of different players back here watching the game very nervously. Jay Atkinson, Jen's husband, is back here with their daughter. I see some of, looks like Jess Harsono's family members here too. All very intent on what's going on the sheet. That one's over curling.
Oh, look at that move.
Oh, yeah, that's just lost handle.
Oh, no, it's got the handle.
No, it really didn't.
Something. Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah, it
happened
didn't
there.
have a lot of handle.
Yeah, maybe it just
losing
didn't have
that little
weight.
pebble a little bit. And I mean, I feel like here, if you're Nicole, you know what Jen was just trying to do. So don't let her do that again.
Yeah.
You know? She's probably going to try it again. You know the idea is to try to move those reds around so that they're behind the tee line so that one of your yellows can outcount it at some point. So it looks like potentially firing that red over into the pile of yellows and just making things a little more open.
And hopefully your shooter ends up at a better place than where that red is.
Right, yeah. You want it to be outcounting some of the yellows, ideally. Because one of those things that you say they pay the skips the big bucks for is the draw to the forefoot. But if you ever are drawing against 5 or even just the loss in general.
Yep.
But when you say that it's 5, all of a sudden you get a little shaky. So Laura's running this red back into some yellows. Taking off on them a little bit. Probably did a decent job there.
Yeah.
Covered one of her reds and did sitting 3 now. Down to the last 6 rocks of this very important game. There was, by the way, the potential that they could play this tiebreaker game at 8 p.m. tonight because there are 2 open sheets. And I believe both teams actually quickly said that they would prefer not to play the back-to-back games and just play at 2.
I guess it makes a difference to where the teams are coming from.
Right. That one just hung out there wide again a little bit. So lots of granite for in favorable positions now for Team Bera. Jen Atkinson's going to have to move a lot of stuff, and if Laura can make another one in here real good, then it looks like it's hanging on that same outside guard though. No, there it comes a little bit. Maybe tapping it a little farther than they hoped though. All right, so what do you do now, Ken?
Can draw in on the one in the
Yeah,
back.
you can draw in. I don't know if they're looking at that at all, though. Feels like if you draw to the back 4-1, puts a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, especially the way that
There you go. There's Amber. Amber just showed her that you can get there.
That red guard is now, and you don't want that.
Yeah,
red
you
guard.
don't. You wish it wasn't there now. Yeah. It just weight was just a little too heavy and hit it at the wrong angle, so that now this is a really good opportunity to sink one in there. They haven't really thrown. They've been focused on the other side of the sheet so much, though. They haven't thrown this side. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it's kind of a guess of where to put the broom and what weight to throw. All right, so she's got the broom just inside edge of 12 foot. They're already calling for a sweep as it was tight. That's definitely, I don't think it has the weight either. No, that was just a top 12 weight too. Had a 15-4 on that one. I don't think that, even if the ice is in prime condition, it's difficult to make it there. So, yeah, I think you're just blocking that draw path now. If she wants to throw that bullet through the hole, I always say, Ken, that you don't leave the other skip the same shot twice.
Yeah.
Throw the guard, right? Yeah. But the tricky part is now, though, because you saw how much that one over-curled, even if she was tight, how do you put it in the right spot? Where do you put the broom to get it in the right spot? So see how Laura's all the way out on one side of the sheet. Now they're thinking they come from the other direction. It's very tricky. Really, as long as they get fully to the left side of their own red that's in the as a 3 guard. They should have a good idea of the ice because they've thrown a couple down this line before. And now they do still have 5.5 minutes left. They only have 2 rocks, so they're just gonna talk about where the broom is. Okay, so they're going to guard the run back instead is what we heard. Thanks for Ken for turning that up a little bit. I still think that the run back is a harder shot. I don't know. All right, have to see how it plays out, I guess. Maybe you get a little lucky and wick off the yellow and kind of knock it into the draw path anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking the other way around. You bump your red guard over a little bit and have your red shooter guard the draw path. I mean, guard the run back. Okay,
Yeah.
well, this works too in that way. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. It probably didn't do anything useful.
Yeah, and Jen's almost, oh, wait, no, she is looking at the run back now.
Maybe it was a psychological thing, trying to get
trying to bait them into throwing a shot they didn't. They thought was harder. Because really you have to nose the yellow and then hope it goes dink-dink off the top red ones and then squirts in somewhere and stays around. I just think that the hole is just big enough, depending on how hard you throw it. Man, it might just squirt through and just spill all the way out and not even stay around.
Yeah, I don't think it's that tight, but you may be right. But the chance of that happening is so tight that even if you're right, it's very slim. But
they still have just about 4 minutes left on their clock. You can see it ticking off right there over Laurie's shoulder.
I mean, unless you get it just right, that biting to the back forefoot one could end up being the shot rock.
They could, yeah, because you have to throw it and touch both of the reds in the top four, and have yours be at least half in the forefoot at the end of the shot.
Yeah, I mean the problem is if you hit the red that's closer to the brum, then it'll run off, it'll bump off the other red and roll back into the forefoot again. So
yeah, I think your ideal situation is hitting the red that's on the center line in the forefoot and rolling over to the outside red and hoping that it stays all there. It's this into here and there.
Yep.
It's very hard.
Pointing this one the raised squiggle.
Yeah. Well, I'm told that I need to call this the raised squiggle for whatever reason. You're going to raise your yellow and squiggle them in through the reds. It looks like it's going to be a tough one. A little wide, we'll never know. Never know if the squiggle would have worked. So there you go. Team Bera forces the tiebreaker tomorrow at 2 p.m. We got one more draw later on tonight with, I think, only 2 men's games at 8 p.m. Bob Purcell will be on the call.
Right, I'll be on the call.
And we will see you then.